She told me at the baseline, yeah, and everything will be fine. Oh, yeah. She told me at the sound of the drums, to set the mood and foundation. She told me at the baseline, yeah, and everything will be fine. Oh, yeah. She told me at the sound of the drums, to set the mood and foundation.
Hey there, sweet souls. How are you? For today's pick a card, the question is, what is the truth of your situation right now? Pile number 1, with the Rose Quartz. Pile number 2, with the Black Moonstone. Or pile number 3, with the Golden Healer Stone. Take a moment to look at each pile or pick with your stones, and I will see you in your reading. Hey there, pile number 1. How are you? It's your Force Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, pile number 1, today's pick a card is, what's the truth of your situation right now? What's the truth? What is the truth of your situation right now? So I'm going to shuffle each deck, and I've got new decks this week. I'm going to shuffle each deck. This is your totem animal. And we are going to take a look at what is the truth of your situation now. What is the truth of your situation now? Whoa, that one really just flew out of my hand, so we're going to take it. I always like to have one fairy deck. That's my fairy deck for this week. So what's the truth of your situation? Let's get some truth of your situation right now. Pile number 1. I'm going to take that one. Situation. The truth of your situation right now. Now I've got some bigger cards, so that one might have to go, there it is. I might have to go like this. We'll see. Those are the oracle cards. Already. And now let's get into some tarot. So, what is the truth of your situation? Right now, pile number 1. The truth of your situation right now. That one flipped over, so I'm going to take it. And that one wanted to come out with it, so I'm going to take that one. And I see that one. So let's try and get those in frame. I'm going to move this operation over to really make room, because these are almost as large as the oracle cards, this particular tarot deck. There we go. So we'll get that all straightened out and in frame. And the great thing about this new setup I have is that I can see what it looks like. Okay, now let's do these ones. This is my second tarot deck. Oh, yes. Okay, so what is the truth of your situation right now? Pile number 1. What in my last tarot deck? What is the truth? Let's get some truth of your situation. This is a general read right now. So one. Let's do 2, 3, and one more. Oh, that one wants to come out. 4. And then I have a new, I'm just going to call them baby cards. I'm just going to call them baby cards. So I have new baby cards. They're not, and it's called, and I'll tell you why I chose this. This deck is called the White Fox Oracle. And because I did Red Fox reads, I pulled this little baby deck out, and we'll just see what comes up. So what is the truth of your situation now? Pile number 1. We'll put that one right there. All right. Let's get to it. Let's start with that little baby card. And it's the White Fox Oracle. I'll put it in the description box. Let's take a look. Okay. See, there's really no words. I gotta go to the guidebook and sort of look up the image to get the message. So it might take me a little longer because there's no numbers on these little cards. It's just, there it is. So the key words are missing clues, making things up. So the truth of your situation is you're not seeing what's right in front of you. You're missing red flags, missing clues, as it says, making things up. This could be making things up in your head, lying to yourself about the situation, whatever that might mean to you, whether it be a family situation, a work situation, a friendship situation, a romantic relationship, whatever this means to you. You could be lying to yourself about what your kids are actually doing, where they are. Oh, they say they're here, and there's a red flag that one of the friends they said they were going to be with calls you up and says, hey, where's your kid? I thought he was with you. These are red flags that you refuse, that you're missing clues. So that's what that card means. So let's take a look at the next. Cancer. We are in Cancer season. Absolutely. So it kind of goes with what we're Cancer. Let's take a look. And this is the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. You'll always see this because I'm in love with these cards. I've had this. I'm actually curious. When was this? Yeah, 1991. It's an old deck. All right. Cancer. My apologies. The home within. This is what Cancer is representing. The home within. The resting place of spirit. The Earth Mother. Our point of contact with the material realm. This energy nurtures the soul and generates the flowering of the energies of this life. You wake to the real world. This energy heals and comforts. Work done within awaits expression. So this speaks to me that whatever you are missing, again with this card, it's missing clues, and what was the other? Missing clues and making things up in your head. Interesting, because when it comes to Cancer, that's going deep within. That's the connection between the spirit world and the material world. And with that, are you making things up in your head? Are you lying to yourself so that you feel comfortable in a situation that is no longer aligning with you? All right, let's take a look at your shark. You could be swimming with sharks. Procrastination, superiority, ruthlessness, magnetism, charisma, and credibility. Do you lack credibility? Do the people that you are in your life lack credibility? Efficiency, manipulation, coldness, and inscrutability. I feel you're swimming with sharks, sweet souls. Cancer. Pile number 1. I feel that this is not only your totem when it comes to having magnetism and charisma and being credible, however, high credibility. However, I'm feeling intuitively that this means you are not seeing, with this card, I'm just going to call it the baby card. This card is saying you are missing clues. You are basically lying to yourself. You are not seeing the truth. You're not seeing the wood from the trees. Are you in fact swimming with sharks? Are they circling you? Let's take a look at this one. This is it's an I Ching, a love. What is it called? I Ching of love. Yes. Contemplation. It's the second card out. Let's just take a look. Are you seeing? Are you finally seeing? Let's take a look. Receptive. Oh, the judgments. Oh, sorry. I looked at 02. It's 20. My apologies. That's the dyslexia, clearly. I saw 02. I did, because I read from the bottom up, and it's clearly 20. Okay, sorry. Contemplation. Here we go. Within the Taoist doctrine, this hexagram as a whole represents the world view of a wise man. Quan is objectless attention. Objectless attention, not limited by the ego. In practice, it is meditation. The other side of love, learn to include it in your game of life. Contemplation. Learn to include love in your game of life. So what you might not be seeing, what it is that you are missing, that you are in fact swimming with sharks, that you, whether it be business, whether it be family, they are circling, waiting for anything to go wrong, for that sort of like, you know how sharks are attracted to blood in the water kind of thing. So if you are hurt, whether it be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, this is them waiting for a weakness, for a spot where you don't feel at home with the Cancer energy, where you might not be taking care of yourself, where they, but I'm feeling with this contemplation card right above it that you are bringing to every relationship, to every business transaction, to every, let's say, contract, whatever that means to you, you are bringing love, contemplation, deep thought. And what this warning card is really saying is stay in that Cancer energy, but don't let it come crashing down on you. Don't let what you aren't seeing, what you refuse to see, what you might not be willing to see, take the time to go deep within. Take the time to really contemplate who it is that's around you. Let's see what the fairies have to say. A blessing of the Beltane Dew. A blessing. Oh, I love these cards. They're so beautiful. They really are. Just beautifully illustrated. All right. Let's take a look at 21. We got 20 and 21 right there. I don't see 12, I see 21. Okay, 21. The fairy gift of feeling beautiful and awakening to your own attractive qualities. Okay. This very much goes with the Cancer energy of bridging between spirit and this real world, of the grounding of the earthly body. Footsteps, a magical dewdrop is created on Beltane dawn. When Beltane morn breaks with the sweetest bird song and the scent of holy fires lit with sacred woods, fairies dance in the delicate leaves and flowers, on the oak, in the moss, and everywhere they dance they leave dew. Oh! Shining like crystals in precious chalice of root and tree and petal and leaf. When you receive this card, the blessing of the Beltane Dew comes to you, redolent with its life-affirming prophecies, restoring to you beauty, receiving the soul's energies, giving a sense of being filled with an elixir that brings us back to our the sweetest of ourselves. In ancient times, and still to this day, those who know the secret collective of the fairy dew or go sky-clad and have the clover bath with that would bring back to us all the years of vital life. The dew energizes, revitalizing, restoring, and returning us to youthful vitality and presence. The blessing and the gift of the Beltane View is yours now with this card, and to you the fairy says, be well in face and form. Express your beauty and do not forget that however many years you have lived upon this earth, your spirit is free and alive and attractive and restored. Enjoy the gift of the Beltane View, friend, and know thou art beautiful. So that might be what the truth of your situation is that you are finding, discovering, and seeing your beauty. Your inner beauty, your physical beauty, it's on your mind. You're contemplating it. You might be thinking to yourself, how could I not see how beautiful I am? Let's take a look at the last. I invoke laughter. Look at this card. Beautiful. I invoke laughter. And I think this is healing laughter rather than being the laughing stock. You might perceive, and this is what you might not see in yourself, is that you make fun of yourself because of the sharks around you, because of those around you who are waiting for you to mess up, who are waiting for you to take that fall. You kind of like get ahead of it, and and I think it's with this Cancer energy that you can feel the intentions of the sharks that you're swimming with. I almost want to say to you, sweet pile number one, is get out of the sharky waters. Again, right below that Cancer energy, I evoke laughter. Now, in this book, I got to look at the very front because there's no numbers in this particular book. Okay, I'm going to just leave a little bookmark in this. So, I evoke laughter. So, I am kind. I consume. I live in truth. I'm just looking for... I wish they had the numbers on... There it is, 26. I wish they had the page numbers as sort of matching, or at least numbers of the cards. So this is card 26. Takes me a while to go through it. All right. 26, I evoke laughter. So this card is asking you, what is causing the discord? How can it be resolved? When did laughter get replaced by trepidation? Why is there a need to evoke sorrow instead of a smile? Who am I to be acting in such a way? To evoke laughter is to tickle the heart, calling for a sacred smile. It is an invocation of the inner child, and we had that with the Beltane Dew fairy. Yes, that lays dormant within every human soul. It's kind of like fairy energy to me, the soul. It's a very childlike sense of wonder and awe with all of the amazing and mystical magic of God, of his creations, of everything from a simple little flower to like the Beltane Dew fairy talks about. This is small little things, every leaf, every little bud, every flower, every blade of grass. If you see the amazement and the magic in nature and the little things, I think this is what will invoke a childlike sense of joy and wonder, which is what you might not be seeing at all. That this is the truth, that you need to tap into this energy, this childlike sense of wonder and delight in this time. In this time of darkness, see the light in everything. So, in honoring this virtue, you find resonance with what can be best described as the medicine of the sacred clown, also known as Hayoka in Lakota tradition, or the crazy wisdom in Tibetan belief system. This type of shamanic healing and or healer reminds us that it is okay to be silly, it's okay to be funny. We don't need to overthink, overanalyze everything, but because in times of pandemonium, satire can help us laugh through controversy. The sacred clown shows us that the exaggeration of those who take life too seriously, and how by opening the portal to laughter, we can find a type of comfort in the calamity of life's extreme moments and personalities. Levity deflates, and it might be that this card is telling you to make fun of the sharks, to really be silly so that they swim away going, this is not worth our time. We have to really be predatory and make someone fearful of us rather than make fun of us. I'm seeing that because when I first saw her outfit, her black and white outfit, it brought me back to the pattern of this totem shark, right? So it's very interesting that it's about having fun. Levity deflates the ego while inflating her heart with hilarity, invoking a cosmic giggle. is an infectious antidote to the denser moments in the three-dimensional reality. And that's the Cancer, the bridge between. Are you to bridge? The truth of the matter might be, pile number one, that you were to bridge between spirit and the material world with laughter. Some say it is better to be feared than loved. And I just said that with the shark. But if love is the truth, and that's the truth of the matter that we're looking at, and fear is the greatest lie, and that up here was, oh, what was it in the fox one? The white fox. Hold on, I gotta go back to that one. It's only the second page. Making things up. Fear is making things up. Yes, fear is the greatest lie. We would be allowing a lie to triumph the truth. To invoke fear is to dishonor the virtue of laughter and life in a lie of our own creation. Yes, projecting such a dense vibration radiates from unresolved issues within the soul. And to resolve them, we must first identify them. If we find comfort in creating fear, we must ask ourselves where the root of this ego-based lie lives. Question the cause, not the action. Look within to make the antithesis of this virtue obsolete and take inventory through self-inquiry. Find time for connection to the heart space by nurturing the inner child, and remember the healing light of levity. Wow, that's an amazing message. I'm just going to go right beside it then and see what the tarot has to say. The Six of Swords, leaving an old way. And you see how these, I don't see, this card is speaking to me because we are going through the fires right now in parts of Canada. Six of Swords, the sun, the protection of the sun, happiest card, and the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. Six of Swords, moving towards happiness and stability here with the Queen of Pentacles. Let's take a look at this tarot deck. Four of Wands, you could be having to move. The Fool, very much like I invoke laughter card, very much the same energy of not taking life so seriously. Knight of Cups, also not taking how you present yourself in a loving way, in a creative, and being patient with this change, with these processes, with how you act towards other people. Who's going to build with you, being patient with this process. And you see how, again, the Alchemist, turning negativity into positivity, turning that fearful, the lies of fear into the laughter of truth, of joy, and you have the sun right in the middle of this half of the tarot spread, the Knight of Wands, taking action. This is very much Sagittarius energy. We got Temperance twice out of two decks. Temperance out of this tarot deck. There's Sagittarius all over this. You could be dealing with Sagittarius or have strong Sagittarius, and there it is, the truth right there. The Ace of Swords, a brand new beginning in your truth. And the Queen of Cups. We have two queens, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Let's take a look. Being patient. This is okay. I'm seeing it. Listen. The queens for me are the cardinal signs. So we have the cardinal queen of earth and the cardinal queen of water. So this is Cancer, which we have right here, and this is Capricorn. So Capricorn really takes, or sometimes that Capricorn energy can dismiss or not look at feelings. And I think this is the merging. The truth of your situation really is that your Queen of Pentacles, that energy that's within you, the nurturing, the mothering energy, and the intuitive energy of feeling the intent of those that you swim with, of really feeling, because again, remember the Capricorn is the sea goat. So we have an image of a mermaid here, and it's really bringing these two energies together to form. The truth is, you are going to be happy once you start taking a look at things from a playful perspective. Once you're really contemplating, why am I so serious? And Capricorn can be a very serious energy, but Capricorn is also an energy that really appreciates and looks at the wonder, the beauty of nature, of the natural way things that happen in life develop, unfold, grow. So when I see the Fool, and I'm almost seeing this is the same card, the Fool, twice, I see the Four of Wands. For some of you, you could be getting creative, moving, especially with this card, with the Six of Swords right above the Four of Swords. You could be moving for a new job, moving for a new relationship, making a move for your family, to change school districts, whatever this means, because your school district could be on fire. Who knows? I have no idea. General read. And this is what's making you happy. This slow process of really contemplating what it is. What is your truth? And I think for you, pile number one, from what the cards are saying, your truth is really about evoking laughter. You know you're swimming with sharks. You know that maybe making fun of those that are at work, that are your partnerships with, and if they don't stick around, then it tells you something. Maybe that which you did not want to see. Maybe that which you weren't willing to take a look at. And it's time to move forward. With the Knight of Wands, we have 2 Knights, and the Knight of Cups. We have Temperance twice. So that's being very patient with this alchemy process, with this contemplation, with this seeing of the truth. And then when you see the truth, you can see how ridiculous it is. Make fun of it, which is going to make you happy. And really loving and taking care of your emotions and your material. And that's what I see for you. That's the truth of the situation. That's what I see for you, pile number one. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care. From your Forest Fairy. Bye for now. Hey there, pile number 2. How are you? It's your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, pile number 2, today's pick a card is about... Today's pick a card is about the truth of your situation. This one wants to come out. Here I was flipping it. I like the readers that flip and take a card out, flip and take a card. I think that's cool. So I'm going to try it with these pick a cards, but that bottom one wanted to come out. All right, I'm going to put the intention right there. Again, these bottom cards are coming out. And the intention of today's read is, in fact, the truth of your matter. What's the truth of your matter? What is the truth of your matter? What's the truth? Right there. Truth of the matter. Let's take a look at it. What is the truth of pile number 2's matter? The truth of pile number 2's matter. Right there. There's the truth. Let's get one of these. Actually, yeah, I keep forgetting that how this week's fairy card has got to go down here. The truth of pile number 2's matter. What's the truth of pile number 2's matter? What's the truth? Here's the truth of pile number 2's matter. Let's get some tarot. The truth of pile number 2's matter. The truth of pile number 2's matter. Right there. Let's start over here. 1, 2, 3. All right, the truth of pile number 2's matter. The truth of pile number 2's right there. I can see that. The truth of pile number 2's matter. And let's get things all sorted. This is the truth of your matter, pile number 2. All right, and the last tarot deck, and then the little baby card. I think the baby card is what? The White Fox? Yeah, White Fox Oracle. The truth. Set the intent. And the intent is to find out the truth of pile number 2's matter. The truth Or I guess it's a situation. Should I say situation? The truth of the situation? Yeah. What's the truth of pile number 2's situation? I see it right there. And we're doing 4 of these because these are big tarot cards in the middle. And one more. There's the truth of the situation. And then, of course, these little, I see a little baby card spot right there. The truth of pile number 2's situation. What's the truth of it right there? All right, let's start with that little baby card. Interesting. Now, where is that one? There's no numbers, there's no words, there's nothing on this card. So, in the guidebook, it's just a couple of little keywords. And this is exchange and payment. So this could mean the truth of the matter is someone owes you money. The truth of the matter is you could owe someone money. Let's take a look at this one. Guardian Angel. This one has been coming out a lot in the pick of cards. That you are in fact protected. You could be protected for someone trying to take your money. Again, this could be an investment, like a crypto king kind of thing where someone gets a hold of you and says, oh, I can make your $1,000 into $10,000 in a week, this type of exchange. And your guardian angel is really watching over you and saying, yeah, no, the truth of the matter is this might not be a good decision. So, guardian angel. There it is. Added guidance comes from the higher self. Be still and listen. You can draw from your greater resources. Assistance comes from within. The wisdom of the past returns to open you to greater perspectives. An element of protection is also around you. So, there is no need for fear. Ask for direction, and the guideposts will be there. Your energies are renewed and strength is restored from your higher self. And your totem animal is leadership, nobility, fearlessness. And again, guardian angel speaks of you are protected. The truth is you are protected. You can move forward. Fearlessness, honor, virtue, intrepidity, confidence, courage, personality, power, serenity, and patience. Let's take a look up here. Fear of love. My goodness. I have to read this one. The fear of love. Why would you be 26? Why would you be fearful of love? Let's take a look. 26. Right there. The oracle indicates that you are enjoying considerable strength. Lions right down here. So it is the right time to progress. Draw from the current state of power and courage to dare a total abandonment. Don't retreat. Many do not dare in love, contending themselves with compromises, lukewarm compromises out of fear. So, I'm really seeing, do you see that little yellow heart? It very much looks like this coin. So it feels like you are getting brave. You are becoming fearless. That maybe you're in a relationship that's just almost like a partnership that's like a roommate, right? Rather than a loving, supportive. It could be a marriage. It could be like a relationship that you live with the person, but you never see them. You're both working. You basically split the bills. He pays for this. You pay for that, or she pays for groceries. I pay for heat and lights. Whatever the exchange is, it's a 50-50 situation, and it's like your guardian angel is saying, don't be afraid. Take those leaps of faith. Take those, don't be fearful. It says fear of love here, and it says fearlessness. As fear of love said, this oracle indicates that you are enjoying considerable strength, so it's the right time to progress. As guardian angel says, listening to your higher self, really listening to your inner voice, to what your soul's desire is. Don't retreat. The current state of power, the courage to dare a total abandonment. Don't retreat. Many do not dare to love. I'm almost feeling, we'll see what the fairy has to say, a blessing of sight. Oh, and look at the color. The color is very much third eye. Indigo. Okay, so let me take a look at this one, what the fairy has, because I'm really feeling with the fear of love that you could be just in a money exchange, an even exchange, a living arrangement that isn't loving. It's just out of necessity. And it's financial necessity. Okay, so that is 18. Let's take a look at the blessing of sight. The fairy gift of the ability to see with the eyes of the spirit. Interesting. Let the fairies now offer you the gift of sight. This blessing is of the eyes within eyes. The eyes that can pierce the veil and see into the other worlds that lie all about us and make visible the once unseen. Fairies have traditionally offered this gift to those who are to be blessed so that they can see auras, visibility, or visibly detect energy and see the energies and the beings with the other person. Interesting. The sight is not like human sight, though. It is fleeting and strange. And like water, if you struggle to hold it, it will slip through your fingers and find its way from you. So, it is the gift of fleeting moments, of an insight to the fairy realms, to see what is within a person, to know yourself and to who you are, to have a moment when the limited vision of humanity opens up and know there is so much more to the world than you have been taught to see. With the blessing of sight, you can appreciate each leaf turn, each flower bud, each color within the rainbow. And this now is your blessing, to see the world as it is, as magical, yes indeed, and to see within the worlds that overlap these ones as well. Fairy blessings, friend, and use the sight well. So are you beginning, the truth of the matter is, pile number 2, you're beginning to see that you're not in a loving relationship, that maybe you or your partner is in fact fearful of opening up, being vulnerable and loving, and that you are deciding that you're going to be brave. You're going to abandon this. You might be leaving. You might be, I don't want to say friend zoning, but not ghosting. Like there's something to be said about having a conversation with someone and how this is not working and why it's not working for you, how you've outgrown it, maybe, and being honest that we're just living, and we can continue to do so, that maybe that we will, again, friend zone. It's difficult though, I'm not going to lie, that it would be difficult. I give offerings that are genuine. And yes, this is genuine conversation, genuine thoughts, genuine exchanges. Again, not being that gaslighting, not, when you ghost, which is just the coward's way of dumping someone or ending a relationship. I give offerings right there that are genuine. Number 6. Okay. So, the core of the Buddhist philosophy stems from an understanding that life is riddled with suffering, and it is our attachment to suffering that leads our life experiences to more suffering. In finding mental, emotional, and spiritual liberation from suffering, we attain nirvana, the transcendental state where we are free from the fetters of materialism, detached from the effects of karma, and liberated from the cycle of death and rebirth. In exploring the idea of giving offerings that are genuine from the space of non-attachment, that could be time for some of you, that could be knowledge, that could be information. Yeah. From a space of non-attachment, with the living philosophy of a light heart and harmony with authenticity beyond any dogmatic system, we must be reminded of the core meaning of what it is to offer in the first place. The word offering comes from the root from the Latin offer, meaning bestow or present, but it has eventually evolved into the Old English offering, which meant to sacrifice in the way of an offering to a deity. Modern society has continued us to believe that we must give to receive. In order to receive, we must give. It's a platitude that inadvertently feeds the idea of attachment, because if we give so much and feel as though we are not receiving an equal echo back, it can cause us to experience the suffering of expectations. Oh my goodness. As I read that, it brings me back up to the expectations of maybe having the other person that you live with, that you're in a relationship, that you're in a marriage with, have the same feelings that you have for them, and they don't. Maybe they have expectations of you to have feelings for them the way they do you, but you don't. And to give offerings that are genuine, to give maybe you can only offer them your friendship, maybe you can only offer them a roommate situation, and it's not love on, let's say, a romantic level, but more on a platonic level. And it could be based in this fear of really opening up. If you have these conversations, if you have the bravery to really speak and see that, okay, I've been living in this marriage for the last 15 years and there's no love. Why did I marry them in the first place? And it could have been due to a pregnancy, an unplanned pregnancy, due to we have school debt and we've dated all through our university and now we're just going to get married because that's what's expected of us. This is what I think the blessing of sight is, what you're seeing through. You're seeing through the programming. The truth of the matter is, pile number 2, you're seeing through the programs that have brought you to this card of exchange. Okay. Everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swings, manifests in everything. The measure of the swing is to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. And again, I say unto you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Wow. The biblical parable Jesus shares in Matthew 19:24 further solidifies the idea that unlocks the shackles of suffering, and that is, as I say again and again, I say unto you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Some claim that the accurate translation relates to a particular gate in Jerusalem known as the Eye of the Needle, and only the camel free from baggage or attachment is able to pass through this space because of the opening was so small. This perspective of the metaphor seems to have its heart in the idea that you may pass through into heaven with what you are, what you've done, and how you've lived, not with what you have acquired, collected, and attached yourself materially. Liberation may be found in loving all without attachment, giving because it feels good to give, and allowing your presence to be a gift given without expectation of anything in return. That is true giving, is giving for no reason, not to look good, not for an Instagram post, not to be seen, just to give your kindness, a kind word, a helping hand, just to give and expect nothing in return. That is truly divine. That's divine love, and that could be what you are fearing. So let's take a look at the tarot. The Ten of Wands. You've got a lot of baggage, a lot of responsibility. The Knight of Wands. And so I feel like you're dropping those 9 wands. You're dropping what would be with the 9 of Wands, that wall, and only taking one wand and really moving forward with it with the Knight of Wands, because you're taking a look at things from a different perspective, and that could be, in fact, how attached you are and have expectations. And there we are. We see the two hands. We have the Two of Cups right below the Hanged Man and the Sun. And does this relationship make you happy? Does this perspective make you happy? The Four of Swords. You're not doing anything just yet. You're putting a lot of thought into it. And with the Two of Swords, you could have a hard decision to make. A hard decision to make. But after a lot of thought about what it is that truly makes you happy. So let's see up here. The King of Swords. The King of Swords definitely makes decisions based on logic, truth, and integrity. The Seven of Pentacles, looking back at how much time and effort you have put into, let's say, said relationship, especially when we're dealing with coins and the Ace of Coins. Look at that. Right beside that, there's that Ace of Coins, but only one hand. I find that interesting. The truth of the matter is, pile number 2, that you have a difficult decision to make. The difficult decision is, are you going to still bear all of the weight of living a life that is not of love, of having a sort of expectation of what I give, they give, and if not, then there's no love there? Are you taking a look at things from a different perspective with the Hanged Man? Interesting. About the Two of Cups relationship that for some of you might be in. And again, Two of Cups relationships can be friendships, they can be family relationships, they can be loving or lover relationships. It's not necessarily, now again, in traditional Rider-Waite, yes, it is a romantic relationship. It is that leads to love, marriage, yes. But it can also be a friendship with the Sun. And if you're, let's say you're living with your best friend, male or female, does not matter, your best friend. There's no intimacy, there's just friendship, platonic. And you are paying for the bills and they lost their job and they don't have money to pay for their half. And so you're covering, and the sort of weight of that with the Ten of Wands. I guess my question is, are you giving with the expectation that they will pay you back? Is that weighing on you? Are you giving offerings that are genuine? Is that a genuine offer of, I can help you out financially right now because I have the money to do so, you just lost your job, get out there and find another job, for some of you. The Four of Swords is really sitting on that. And you're at the point now, the truth is you're at the point now of this relationship that you might be saying, I need to have a real conversation. I'm now seeing through the veil. Maybe you're getting used. Maybe you need to be brave and take action with the Knight of Wands into a different direction and make those cuts with the King of Swords. You're really with the Hermit and the Seven of Pentacles, this is very much Virgo energy of taking stock of how much you've invested, how much time, money that you've invested. And it looks to me as if the Ace of Pentacles, with the Ace of Pentacles, you could be offering a brand new start. You could be offering in a loving relationship, you could be offering a brand new start with new parameters. Maybe you're taking a friendship to a loving relationship. Maybe you're taking a loving relationship back to friendship. And I don't know. It's very difficult to do. And for some people, it's not difficult to do. That's for you to know, pile number 2. But the truth of the matter is you're taking a look at how much time and effort with the Seven of Pentacles you've put in, and either you want a brand new start, you feel it's worth it, or you're taking it to the next level. And that's what I see for you, pile number 2. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now. Hey there, pile number 3. How are you? It's your Forest Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Pile number 3. Today's pick a card question is, what's the truth of the situation right now? What's the truth of the situation right now? What is the truth? Let's get it into these cards. The intent. Let's get into the totem animal cards. What is the truth of your situation right now? I see it right there. That's the truth of your situation. What's the truth of your situation right now? What's the truth? What's the truth of your situation right right now. What's the truth? I think that's the truth right there. What's the truth? What's the truth of your situation right now? What's the truth of your situation right now? Pile number 3. What's the truth of your situation right now? Pile number 3. Let's get the intent into each deck. What's the truth of your situation right now? What's the truth of your situation right there, right now? Let's get some tarot out. I've noticed because this is a new combo, because we're in a new week, and I've noticed that I haven't been reading the last 2 piles, pile number 1, pile number 2. I never read out of the books, so that might be where I take this, where I just read the tarot without the, but I want them to be co-creators, each deck creator to be a co-creator, so I'll just have to remember. I'm getting so involved in these reads. Okay, so speaking of, what is the truth of your situation? I see that one. I see that one. That one really wanted to come out. And let's do that one. This is the truth of your situation, pile number 3. So I'm going to try really hard to remember, not just talk about each card in the tarot. I'm kind of going off my intuitive, what's the, what is the truth of pile number 3's situation? What's the truth of pile number 3's situation? All right, last tarot deck. The truth. I want the truth, and nothing but the truth. A pile number 3 situation. I see that one, that's for sure. And that one. And let's do that one. And that one. Alright, now I know these have to come down because we still edit these videos just a little bit. And if it's past the bark, then it doesn't show up. Alright, and the baby cuts. Actually, I could bring these all down. I have more room down here than I do at the top of the table. There. All right. Baby card. There we go. What's the truth of pile number 3 situation? I see it right there. All right. What is the truth of pile number 3's situation? Let's take a look with this first card, this little baby card. Oh, look at that. See, I have no idea. When I see these cards, I have no idea. Let's take a look at what this little, it's like a little plant of some sort. What it could possibly mean. These, I'm going to start finding, I have smaller decks and I'm going to start. Okay, so the key words. Plant kingdom, start. What is that? Phytotherapy? I don't even know. Phytotherapy. Start. So this is a brand new start. Could be, and it says plant kingdom. So it could be you are to grow. Start growing your own food, growing your own plants. Let's take a look at this one. That's very interesting. Let's get into it. The law of limitation. The law of limitation is the next card out. Start. I'm really picking up start. Start doing something. Law of limitation. You need to focus on direction and loose ends. The only limitation are those you put on yourself. This is the truth right here of your situation. By removing the limits of conscious mind, you open yourself to the potential of omniscience. I see the word omniscience. That's what I see, but I know there's a different emphasis on some syllable. The all-knowing perception of cosmic consciousness. Oh, that's what the omniscience? Omniscient. I feel like it's different. Anyways, limits are hurdles to grow over, not dead ends. It says to grow over. It does say grow. And we have this little plant here. Not dead ends. What you have done and what is yet to come are limitless. It is up to you to remove limitations and to grow within the light. Okay, so we have this little plant. The first card out is this tiny little plant, almost like hiding. And the law of limitation are the limitations that you put on yourself not to grow. Let's see what your totem animal says. Oh, the cat has shown up. Guardianship, detachment, sensuality, mystery, magic, independence, wisdom, and vigilance. So are you growing? Pile number 3. The truth of the matter is that you are growing your magic, your wisdom. You are being vigilant about being detached from expectations. You are growing the mystery, seeing the mystery and what you have been, the law of limitation, what limits or blocks that you've put up. It could be from what has been taught to you, whether it be through schools, institutions, families. And that you are quietly growing and starting something brand new. Failure. Okay, so that's definitely right above that law of limitation. That is failure, the fear. I'm really feeling a fear. And it could be in the arts, in something that I'm also seeing what is it called when you play pool, like pool players, right? Like it was just something I always played in the basement, but my family, my parents, whoever doesn't really believe that I can compete, that I'm really good. That's interesting, that I have a way with angles. I can see the ball go into the pocket every single time. Or that I'm really good at acting, being on stage. I'm just picking that up from the visual of that card, 47. Okay. 47. Failure. Every passion runs out of energy, but the interpretation is delicate. It should not be read as a negative way. What is happening is part of the cycle of life. Do you feel empty or emptied? It is not a bad thing. It's on the contrary. It's now time to come back to yourself. And the season of solution is approaching. Learn to dance between encounters and separations. So this could be, and it's funny that I mentioned the theater, that I mentioned for some reason playing pool, but I'm also, when dancing in between, and I'm really picking up, going back to dancing in between ideas and reality, taking those steps to almost crush the laws of limitations, getting rid of limiting yourself to what it is you can and cannot do. The blessing of the mothers. Ooh, this looks like a powerful fairy card. Let's take a look at this one, 26. Wow. This really feels powerful. Let's take a look. The blessing of the mothers, the fairy gift of time, of unexpected gifts and wonderful synchronicities. Unexpected gifts. When this blessing comes to you, friend, you receive the blessing of the mothers, the ancient fairy beings of the land known as whales. With this blessing comes recognition of your own kindness and generosity, and so now you will find yourself blessed with the unexpected gift. The old tale tells us that mothers will reward those who are kind and caring, especially those who care for the land and for the animals. And so, interesting, plants. Are you caring for plants? Interesting. Caring for the land. And so, to you, they are sending a boon, a gift of treasure found in a hidden place, a warm cloak on a cold day offered by a stranger, money readily coming to you on a strange and lovely ways, and ease of suffering in an area you thought held no hope. In an area you put up limitations in this law of limitations card. That you are starting to see, instead of failure, that maybe you've been redirected by the fairies, by your guides, by the angels. That you, with the cat and the detachment of expectations, the truth of the matter is, pile number 3, you are really seeing the magic that is happening daily. And that you're starting to see your ability not only to see the magic, to experience the magic, to see the synchronicities grow. Okay. The blessings of the mothers are unpredictable, as they will see your own life, and what they will bring to you is what your soul most needs to feel solace and blessing. If you have felt like there has been a run of quote-unquote bad luck, this will now lift and transform into effortless flow that is of all that is good. Every small kindness you have offered others will now flock back to you, and in mysterious ways you will see how what was once done out of simple goodness is now returning to you threefold. For the fairies see you, know you, and acknowledge your heart, and the mothers are now with you to bring you the blendeth why mamau, the gift of mothers. So when they appear, give thanks and know that nothing goes forgotten and unseen in the realm of the enchanted ones, which is really what Kat's speaking to me about. Blessings that may the gifts of the mothers bring you comfort and goodness, friend. That is a beautiful message. Let's see, and this is what you are seeing. Care for the earth right underneath this little plant. Interesting. I care. It says, I care for the earth. Are you starting to look? I care for the earth, number 15. Are you starting to look and see? And do you see how they're pregnant there? Again, mothers, very much mothering. These two are not pregnant, but these two are birthing. What are you birthing? What are you growing? Is it your confidence? Is it you've sort of like, again, when you give with expectations and you expect someone to be as nice as you are, let me tell you, as someone who is kind, as someone who goes out there and is kind to the servers, kind to the people behind the counters, kind because I've been there, I don't expect them to be kind back. And when they are, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I don't expect them to give to me. If I just gave, there's a woman who I think is the sweetest soul, and she works at the gas station. And this is in a town over, it's out, ways out. Anyways. And so sometimes I'll go into that town to hit the grocery store. It's a small little independent grocery store. And to see if she's working. Well, one time, and I had purchased her an angel numbers book. And so I saw her. And so I pulled in, I parked, I went in, and I said, hello, sweet soul, you're here? I was looking for you. I was waiting to find you here. And I gave her the book with no of the angel numbers book. No expectation to get anything back. She gave me a hug. She was so pleased, and I haven't seen her since, right? So the next time I see her, I want to ask her, like, what about these numbers? Like, are you seeing them? Are they, and the messages, again, she's, and I found out through someone else, she has been through a lot. I have, like, a lot of deaths have happened in her family, these types of things, like tragedies that I didn't even know about, but I just felt that she needed this gift. This is what I care for the earth, this little plant, the blessings of mothers. These are examples of when you give, when you're kind, when you're out there being kind, not for recognition, not for an Instagram post, not for a little short that will earn you millions of views. I'm just kind without anyone expecting anything in return. I just like to be kind. I like to see and feel the energy of my kindness spreading throughout. That's just me. There was a time there, law of limitation, I limited myself because someone told me that when you're kind, like, people take advantage of kind people, and I had been taking advantage of. And it wasn't until just a couple of years ago that I thought, nope, I'm not going to allow the acts of other people to change who I truly am. I'm just a kind person. I'm just going to be out there being me. That's what this speaks to me about. So far, these oracle cards are about you taking down the limitations that either have been taught to you, pile number 3. The truth of the matter is you need to take down these barriers, take down these limitations. Stop blocking yourself with ideas of failure, with ideas of if you're kind, you're going to be taken advantage of. So what if you are? Then you won't be kind to that particular individual, but is that going to make you not be kind to all the other individuals that haven't taken advantage of you? These are the questions that I had to ask myself. So this is what I'm seeing, that you are really finding your magic, that all of that kindness, for you kind people out there, for you people that pile number 3, if you pick this pile and you're really truly a kind person, you offer smiles, you offer compliments with not expecting a smile or a compliment back, you just do. All these blessings from the mothers, you will start seeing them, odd little things coming towards you, and you don't know why, but you accept them. You accept help, you accept money, you accept whatever it is that's being offered to you, that's being given to you. This is from the blessings of the mother, and I care for Earth. Our lives are polished by the metaphors with which our container of infinity, metaphor, perhaps being a meta for the language of myth and metamorphosis. In Egyptian mythology, Geb, I'm going to say Geb, or is it Jeb, with a G-E-B, is known as the netter of the earth. He is husband to Nut, the goddess of the sky, son of the god of air, Shu, and the goddess of the moisture, Tefnut, grandson of the creator, Atum. Yet, in modern mythology, we have commonly referred to the earth as she, perhaps stemming from the Greek primordial deity of the name Gaia, believed to be mother of all life. And again, we're going back to mothers. The world, in the context of the major arcana, is the last of the tarot, and we consider an archetypal metaphor relating to a cycle coming to completion, a climax, or a passing of initiation. In applying the feminine understanding to this ideal, we seek to appreciate Mother Earth. It is a sentient being, I believe so, similar to the perception of Gaia. She is a bed for souls to awaken within the material plane, an oyster by which pearls are cultivated, a living spirit of the elements synthesized into a sphere. A parasite means an organism that lives in or on another organism, its host, and benefits. But the word also carries a threatening or negative connotation of something that feeds off its host and diminishes it. However, if we view this definition with a feather heart, we can see beyond its I see the word dumb in this word. And I don't know if that's where the emphasis is on what's syllable. There's a deep lesson to be learned when viewed from the ideal of I care for Earth. In caring for the Earth, we appreciate the benefits she provides, never taking for granted the gift of wakefulness that we've been given. We live as a custodian of life force. That reminds me of the old Aboriginal, that we are borrowing this earth from our grandchildren. That's what that reminds me of. The sleeping soul takes these gifts for granted. And there's a lot of us who have been sleeping and lives as a parasitic presence, ungrateful for the present, but in the idealized human honors to the host as a mother and allows initiations into the complexities of infinity to give luster to life's light by living as a pearlized presence of grace and graciousness. This message, I care for the earth, is really being grateful for the gifts that Mother is blessing you with. Right now in my area, it's rain. I am happy every day that it's causing humidity, but still the woods are safe, the woods are green, the woods are wet. This I'm very grateful for, and I pray for it every single night, that there will be another rainy day. There will be another rainy day. there will be another rainy day. As an example, here in the 100-Acre Woods. Let's take a look at the tarot. I can see this shaping up. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is really being asleep, as this card, I care for Earth, talked about. And do you see in this 7 of Swords, this little tiny mama bird is feeding a bird of a different species. I'm going to read this before I forget and move on. 7 of Swords, because this is a very interesting 7 of Swords. It is really talking about the fraud. This bird is a fraud, deception, theft, cunning, and strategy. The cowbird will fervently lay an egg in the nest of others. When the egg hatches, the unsuspecting foster parents will raise the chick at the expense of their true offspring. Here is an opportunity to examine how your own words and thoughts may be deceiving both yourself and others. Oh, and that is a failure. That is the law of limitations, of blocking yourself in. What secrets and hidden tactics are you employing for self-gain and preservation? Interesting. 10 of Pentacles. And the Devil. Look at that. The Devil. Let's go to the 10 of Pentacles. We got Wands and Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, right in the core of this tarot side of the read. Prosperity, family, inheritance. What are you leaving? As I said, with that old Aboriginal, what are you borrowing this land from the grandkids, from your own grandkids? Within a lush and verdant forest of a young moose family finds their home. Golden mushrooms surface from fallen decaying wood in the middle of the lake. A half-submerged log provides fertile ground for new growth. This card indicates that all your material wishes will be satisfied, and I really feel that that's the blessings of the mothers. Abundance and prosperity will permeate your surroundings. When your financial aspirations have been achieved, think about your legacy. How can you nourish future generations, which is what we talked about? What can you do to foster wealth of others? That wealth of your family, the wealth of your community, the wealth of the environment, of not being a sleeping parasite, but being a part of the ecosystem, of being part of giving and receiving, of you take care of the land, you grow your food, right? This is what I'm really picking up on. I kind of am picking up on this as you feeding sort of the fat, the fat cats, the institutions, the corporate slavery. It's almost like you keep working, and it's not for the benefit of your own kids, but for the benefit of them. Okay. And this is the truth of your situation right now. Let's take a look. Last one, the Devil. When you rise up, when you have realizations, when you begin to have faith in yourself and God, the Devil shows up. Manipulation, attachment, hedonism, enslavement. Absolutely. In an open patch of snow. The set trap lies in wait. A sharp blade covered in frozen blood patiently anticipates the prey. The smell of the kill has attracted a young wolf. The trapper intends to trick the beast into gnawing at the frozen blade, revealing its sharp edges to slice the tongue and soft gums. With a numb and frozen mouth, the wolf will be unaware of his own bleeding. Temptation and craving are powerful forces that require a cautious and critical eye. Chasing instant gratification can be dangerous game. The Devil represents the external factors we've allowed ourselves to be tricked by, 7 of Swords. And outside influences we have given our power to, absolutely. Whether it be a corporation, a job, a family member, a relationship. When this card is drawn, we are invited to look at the areas of our lives we believe we're powerless, and the law of limitation. That's exactly right. Stuck or out of control. And after careful examination, ask, is it true? And this pick a card, this pick a card read is about what is the truth of your situation. Is this true? Is this true? Are you being taken advantage of? Are you setting up your own limitations? Are you lying to yourself about the failures that are really successes to others? Why are they failures to you? Let's take a look at the other tarot cards. Six of Wands, success. We go from the Page of Pentacles. Six of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. This is having success at really seeing who you truly are, seeing the limitations you've put on yourself, and then the practical application of discovering, rediscovering your spirituality with the Hierophant, becoming both the teacher and the student, and the strength to really take a look at. Now, for some of you, it could very well be there have been lies and deception through a marriage, that you are really seeing how you were a part of what would be perceived as this failure. But I'm not picking up on that. What I'm picking up on this Hierophant is your spiritual discovery of who you truly are. And if that's a kind person, then you be the kindest person that you can possibly be. The Five of Pentacles, really blocking out, I'm feeling who you truly are. And the Sun, are you blocking out your Sun? Are you blocking out your happiness? What makes you happy? Pile number 3, and we have the Devil twice. We have the Devil twice and the Fool. Look at this. Okay. Look at this. The Sun is right above the Ten of Pentacles, and so is the Devil. Have you been lying to yourself? Is the truth of the matter that you've been lying to yourself about your happiness? Because we have the lies of the devil, the doubts of the devil, and the Seven of Swords, and right in the middle of the spread is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, and what you're passing down to your children, is it that which makes you happy? And when you are happy, when you are satisfied, when you get rid of these limitations, when you see failures and learn from the failures, when it brings you deeper into who you are, that's when the devil shows up. The devil shows up to really question, wait a second, you're not moving on. Wait a second, you don't have the strength to believe, to take that leap of faith as the Fool does. Do you really? And I think you do, pile number 3. When I see the devil come up twice, that means you're onto something. When it's right beside the Sun, the devil's asking, what really makes you happy? Is being kind make you happy? Or does that little devil, that question, what do you get out of being kind? Why would you be kind? People will take advantage of you. And that's the devil. And if you turn inside, inward, and catch these devilish thoughts and say, no, I'm going to go to that gas station every time I go in, and when she's there, I'm going to give her the book. I'm just going to keep it in the car here, and when I see her, I'm going to give her the book. Why? Because I know she'll appreciate it. I know she'll love it. I know she needs it. She needs to hear that she is that one. Again, she's a godly woman. I know she is. She never actually told me, but I know. Because she smiles every time I mention God. Every time. So the devil will say, oh, she's not going to be at work. So what? Okay, fine, she's not at work today. But then one day she was. And the funny thing is, I was ready to go into town that particular day. Got in the vehicle, looked, and I had brought it out to take a look at. I didn't have my angel number book for the reads here. My daughter had the book, and so I knew I had an extra copy out in the vehicle. So I brought it in. So as I'm sitting there, I look down and, oh, her book's not there. I got to go back in and get it because today's going to be the day that I see her. And sure enough, it was. That devil, as you rise up, as you change your frequency, as you eliminate the limitations that you put on yourself, as you stop thinking about what it is that didn't work out as failure, as I see here with the Hierophant, it's really about what did you learn about that failure. That's when you take a leap of faith. And see how she's watching, it's almost like she's walking through the fear of the devil right to her Sun, right to her happiness. Do you see that? Right there. I see it. So the truth of the matter, the truth of your situation now is that you are removing the limitations you put on yourself. The truth is that that fear, that attachment, that it could even be obsession to reach a job, to get a promotion, to have a relationship, to have a certain amount of money in the bank. You're eliminating all that and you're leaving it up to fate. That's what I see for you, pile number 3. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your force fairy. Bye for now.